Hi guys, sorry I lost electricity. It went out and it just returned. Sorry about that. Let's continue. I think Iad, you were reading for us. Iad, can you unmute yourself and begin to read? Hello, Iad.
Here we go. They muted me.
Hello, Iad.
Hello, Miss Amanda.
Can you read
Can
for
you
us?
hear me?
I see again, honey.
Okay. I see how defined Lincoln's statue looks and wonder if I could ever help people like he did. This starts me thinking again about whether I should run for class president. Suddenly, right out of the blue, I hear this voice. Excuse me, young man. You're thinking of running for president? I look up and realize that Lincoln's statue is talking to me. It's so overwhelming that I stand there speechless for a minute. Finally, I stammer, President Lincoln?
Okay, thank you.
Should I read the rest?
No, honey. Mustafa? Okay, guys, sorry. Once more, it blinked off again. My electricity's gone in and out now 3 times. All right, let's continue. Let's see. All right, Farida, finish the page for us.
Sure. Maybe you should first run for mayor of your town
We are
to
at
stay.
finally. Oh, sorry, you're right. Maybe, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Maybe you should first run for mayor of your town. The statue says, or perhaps for governor. Once you get the hang of being in public office, you could run for president. Actually, it's for president of my fourth grade class. I say the giant states nods that that's an excellent start.
Okay, so he's talking to the statue of President Lincoln, and he told him that first he tells him it's overwhelming uh, that Lincoln is talking to him. It's overpowering, it's overcoming him. He can't believe what is happening. Overwhelming means it's too much for him. Okay? He talks about perhaps, he says he should run, the statute tells him to run for mayor or governor. He doesn't understand that he's a child, and he tells him, no, maybe for class president. Okay? All right. Thank you, Farida.
Welcome back.
All right, Leanne.
Yes. Okay. I figure while I have Lincoln's ear, I I should get some advice. I have a problem. I hate writing and giving speech and my opens. Tommy is great at both things.
Okay, that's
What
opponent.
kind of
Opponent. Opponent is the person you are running against. Okay, go ahead.
what a kind of
Campaign.
what a kind of campaign would you run? Lincoln asked.
And remember, the campaign is the set of events that you do in order to achieve a purpose, like the events that he will do to try to be elected as class president. Okay, thank you. Mohammed?
Hello? Uh, I figure while I have
We already read
Lincoln's,
that.
I have lots of ideas for our school. I tell him, for instance, I want our school to use fruits and vegetables from the local farmers market and cafeteria. I also want to start a book drive for our school library.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Tahir,
welcome. Yes,
can you
yes.
read, please? Guys, when we're reading
I
a
have lots
story,
of ideas.
and I call your name, of course I want you to read. Do you know where we are?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
I have lots of
That's not
ideas
where
for
we
our.
are. There's your speech.
There's your speech. He says, tell people your ideas with honesty, uh, int- integrity, uh, and enthusiasm, and you can't possibly go wrong. And do I keep reading?
Yes.
Thanks, Mr. President. I think I can do that.
Okay, thank you. So he says, there's your speech. Tell the people about your ideas. Be honest. Have integrity. That means do the right thing. And have enthusiasm. Be excited about what you're doing, and you can't possibly go wrong. All right. Finish the ending of the letter for us, please. Abdurrahman.
Okay. Grandpa, I can't wait to see you on Saturday because I have to tell you about our visit to the Natural History Museum. Your, your grandson and future class president, Miguel.
Miguel.
Miguel. P.S. I would advise not wearing the sun specs 3000 while looking at din- dinosaur bones.
Okay, so he tells him don't wear the time specs when you look at dinosaur bones because things come to life, like the statue. Okay. All right, let's move on now to the literary terms for today. Okay, let's continue with the reading. Hamza, read for us, please. Tell us what it means to make predictions.
To make predictions?
Yes, you can read it for us.
Okay. When you read, you can use details from the story to make predictions about what you think will happen. As you read the time spec 3000, make predictions about the story and confirm or revise them.
Okay, so when we make predictions, what does it mean, Hamza?
Uh, to, uh, to guess what's happening in the story next.
That's right. When you predict what's going to happen in the story next based on what you have already read. It says that as you read, you can confirm. That means you say, yes, my prediction is right, or you can revise them. You can change it based on what you are reading. Thank you, Hamza. All right, next. Point of view. Point of view. Let's see, whose voice have I not heard? If you have not read, you can raise your hand for me, please. But if you read, put your hand down. Farida, do you have a question?
Miss, you unmuted me, but I already read.
Yeah, honey, I didn't mean to unmute you. I was trying to unmute Farida and it moved.
I
Farida, if
want
you
to.
have a question, your hand is up.
Guess what? Burger King?
This is the literature anthology, the same book. I'm sorry, the reading writing workshop. Same book. All we did is flip the page. Okay, if you did not read, raise your hand, please. Omar, do you have a question?
No, can I answer?
Well, I'm going to have someone read. I'm asking for people who didn't read. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Yassine. Read for us.
The narrator's point of view is how the narrator thinks or feels about characters
Characters.
or events in the story. A story can have a first person uh, narrator
Narrator.
or a third person narrator. Let's get that down on.
No, honey, that's fine. Okay, so the narrator's point of view is what, Yassine? What does it mean? What is the narrator's point of view? It's what you just read, honey. What does it mean?
What?
What does it mean, point of view? It's how the narrator what?
Narrator point of view is how the narrator thinks or feels
That's right. It's how
about
the narrator thinks or feels about the characters or events in the story. Okay,
events.
thank you. All right, so we've taken point of view before. Notice that we have first person or third person narrator. Who can tell me what a first person narrator is? Reem, what's first person narrator?
He's the one who wrote the story. Or
Okay,
he
so
said
it's when the person who is telling the story is a character in the story, okay? All right, when the person who is telling us the story is a character in the story. Okay, what is third person? Third person narrator. What is third person narrator? If first person is a person in the story, Wahba, what's third person?
A third person is someone who is telling the story but not in the story, like a
Exactly.
narrator.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the first person is when a person is in the story, he's a character, the person who's telling the story, and third person is when the person who's telling the story is not a character in the story. Okay, all right, thank you. It's fantasy. What is a fantasy? Basil,
As
you can read it for us. Go ahead.
the time space illustration is a type of fiction story.
That's right, it's a type of fiction. What else?
Has character setting or events that could not exist in real life.
Okay, what else?
Usually includes
Illustrations. Okay. All right, so a fantasy is a story that is made up. It has character setting or events that could not exist in real life. It's not like realistic fiction where the characters and settings are like the people that we see every day. Fantasy is something made up. It could not exist, okay? And it usually has illustrations. All right. If you see here, we see an illustration at the bottom of the time specs that the boy was wearing. Okay, illustrations are what? Who can tell me? What are illustrations? No one knows? Muhammad, what's an illustration?
it's a drawing.
That's right, the drawings in our story. Thank you, Muhammad. Okay, moving on now to idioms. Idioms, tell us please. Abdurrahman, please close your camera unless I ask you to turn it on. All right, Farah, can you tell us please what is an idiom?
Sure. An idiom is like
You can read it, honey, no problem. Go ahead.
an expression whose meaning cannot be understood from the separate words in it.
Okay.
If you are not sure of the meaning of an idiom, look at the surrounding phrases and sentences to help you figure it out.
Okay, so an idiom is a group of words that the meaning is different than the words themselves, like a piece of cake. When we say a piece of cake, what does it mean, Ragmini?
Yes?
When I say a piece of cake, does it mean I have a piece of cake?
No.
What does
It
it
means
mean?
you have a big cake. I
Sorry?
mean, big pizza. A big pizza.
No, no. If I say it's a piece of cake, what does that mean?
Mm,
Let's ask a friend to help us. Reem, what does it mean, a piece of cake?
It's a piece of the cake. A part of a cake.
No, honey. No, it's not. What does a piece of cake mean? If I say the quiz is over, it was a piece of cake. What does it mean? Mohammed?
Easy.
That's right. It means easy. When we say a piece of cake, it means something is easy. This is an idiom. The group of words, the expression, means something different than the words themselves mean. Like here it says, in a nutshell. Does it mean that it's actually inside a nutshell? No. It means like to sum things up, to explain things, okay? In a nutshell, like to take everything and explain it together quickly. All right? Hamza, can you give me another example of an idiom?
Break a leg.
Break a leg. What does break a leg mean?
Good luck.
Excellent. Very good. Adito, can you give me one?
Yes.
Can you give me an idiom?
Uh, I don't know.
Okay, guys that have your hands up, if you don't know, please put your hands down. I'm calling on you because you're putting your hands up. Okay, so if you don't know an idiom, please put your hands down. Abdurrahman, can you tell me an idiom?
Between a rock and a hard place.
Between a rock and a hard place. What does that mean?
Um, in a big problem, I can go out of it.
That's right. It means you're like in a problem that you can't get out of, okay? All right, let's take a look at the bottom of the page. We have out of the blue and get the hang of and have Lincoln's ear. There are 3 page numbers here. I want you to check these out tonight. Try to figure out the meaning of them based on the story. Tomorrow we will discuss these 3 idioms, okay? All right, that's it for the literary terms. I will put a list of your literary terms on Smart School for You that you need to make sure you have in your notebook. Okay, now let's talk about your project. One second while I pull up the sheet for the project. All right, I put 2 projects on Smart School for You. You can choose one of them. You do not have to do both. You can choose one. In the first project, you're going to do an explanatory writing. There is a frame that I put and a sequence chart and lined paper I put for you in a folder so you can do the project with these things. You print the frame and draw and color a picture of yourself playing your favorite game. Then you complete the sequence chart to explain how to play your favorite game. And on the lined paper, you write the paragraphs. Then glue the drawing, the paragraphs, and the sequence chart to the Canson sheet and upload it before May 1st, okay? And on May 1st, you're gonna bring the project with you to class. Okay, this is the first one. There's some pictures of people playing games. It can be any game. It can be a video game, a board game, a game outside, a physical game, up to you. This is how your project will be scored. Okay, you can read here to see how I will give you marks for your project. Okay, this is the rubric. All right, that's the first one. The second one All right, is to draw a map. Draw and color a map that shows how to go from your house to school. Okay, you complete this sequence chart to explain the steps to go from the house to your school. You write a paragraph, one or two, ever how many paragraphs you need, telling the reader how to go from your house to the school. Then you glue the map, the paragraphs on the front side, and the sequence chart on the back. Okay, then you upload a copy of your project before Monday, May 1st, and on Monday, May 1st, bring the project with you to class. Okay, you will pick one